Hello, this is Taib, the coach of the Helsinki High Jump Kicks, and this is the fifth week of Reddit Battle League Season 4, the Rocket Division slash League. All hail the mother Rocket, I believe, and we're facing the Jewish Giraffe, who is the runner of this league, the big guy, and he's also pretty good. So definitely a tough match ahead. And I guess we just should go and see what kind of a matchup we are against this week. So my own team, as a recap, is Muse, Comrie, Azumari, Megahound, Doom, Tank Growth, Dragalgi, Dactrio, Breviary, Ninetales, Rotom, Executor, and Cloyster. And TJG is packing Mega Gallade, Manaphy, Latias, Klefki, Nido, Queen, Holuchus, Seismitoad, Gorgeist, Armaldo, Rotom, Frost, Audino, and Tornadus Incarnate. So, some notifications, I guess, about his team. He definitely has the option to run pretty scary rain offense with Manaphy, Seismitoad, even Rotom Frost and Tornai. Second, he has some weaknesses, like after Manaphy and Gorgeist are gone. Manaphy and Seismitoad are gone, basically Cloyster would do a lot against his team. But also, his team is pretty weak against bird spam. Because only Klefki and Rotom Frost in his team can resist flying. So actually I'm not going to bring either Azumarill or Cloyster, even though both have pretty good matchups. I'm instead going to bring bird spam. As you can see, I have a Scarf Braviary, which will do a lot against anything in his team except for Klefki and Rotom, and for Rotom I obviously will pack the rocks. So I'm building around the Braviary, and I have one Mon which will basically able to very effectively wear down the Klefki, and I have a lot of special investment in a lot of my Mons, so that the Rotom Frost isn't that big of a deal, even though it is a big threat. Also, I have to have some checks to his rain offense, especially Manaphy, which as a Tail Glow user can be very scary. The bulkier Manaphy set actually can be very problematic to my team, but I'm not really expecting him to bring a bulky Manaphy, simply because he can have some very effective Tail Glow sets against me. Coverage such as Water Psychic or Water Ghost are pretty effective against me. Or he could bring like Water Ice Ghost or Water Bug Ghost or something like that. He has quite a lot of options to hit my entire team pretty well with Manaphy, so that's why I'm not expecting him to bring a defensive Manaphy. The other set that I could see him bringing is actually a physically offensive Heart Swap set, and that sounds pretty heat, but it actually would be a good set to basically check set up Azu and set up Cloyster, even though it can't really take the benefit from the stat boosts, but it could change the momentum with the hard swap and basically fire up a big U-turn, big knockoff or anything like that after the hard swap, getting either the +2 or +6 if I had set up Cloyster or set up Azu. Ladias can be a problem, it can be Joy Scarf, it can be Bulkira said with Reflect type for example. So I have to have ways to deal with that. But and of course the possible electric coverage is something that is annoying. But as I said, my team is pretty well. It's decently well. Uh, it's decent to check most of the especially offensive mons that TJG can bring. And also one thing I guess I should mention is that he traded Porygon Z for Holucha, which for this specific matchup is actually very good for me, because basically my Skarmory, it just like when you see the set I'm bringing with Skarmory, you see that Holucha just it's like it could be more better mon like for my Skarmory. My Skarmory just it can set up on Holucha, and you will see what kind of setup it is. And that's perfect, because Porygon Z would have been a huge threat to Skarmory, but Holucha is actually something that I want to switch in my Skarm into, so that's great. But let's go into my team. So my main sweeper here is my Braviary. With Brave Bird, return U-turn Defog, and obviously Superpower would have been very nice, especially if he brings Audino. I'm not expecting Audino though, because it just is far too passive against my possible setup, I feel, so I'm not expecting Audino. I've defog mainly because I wanted to switch some things up, mainly, and also because I don't really want to have defog either on my Scum or Mew. I'm not still 100% sure of my Mew set, but I'm definitely not gonna bring defog on that one. So defog is kind of a filler move for my Braviary, as I'm mainly gonna just click Brave Bird or U-turn. With this speed, I can outspeed a Joyscarf Nidoqueen. I just some random spread from the filler EVs that didn't go. I didn't need for speed basically. Okay, my next mon is Rotom, and I guess Rotom is my possible lead, as well as I'm either gonna probably lead with Rotom or Mew, even actually more likely with Mew. But this Rotom's set is sorry. This can, I mean, this stops a lot of mons from his team. This is actually a very good check to Nidoqueen. Like it resists, is immune to both of its stabs, and it actually hasn't any. I don't think it has any special side super effective move against me. It could have a Sucker Punch, but for that I have a Will-O-Wisp. So this is actually a very good check to Nidoqueen. It is also a very good check to especially things like I guess Ladias it can check decently. Seismitoad I think it is a good check for. Rotom Frost, it's an okay check, not the best one, but okay. And my defense investment is actually for the Thorn, so that it can't. I'm not sure if it's from full or after rocks. I think it's from full, that it cannot 2-hit KO me with the max attack Jolly knockoff. I mean, yeah. It can't 2-hit KO me with the max attack Jolly knockoff. So that I can basically switch in on a knockoff, take the the Colbur will do under 40%, then I can if I have another knockoff it does under 60%, I can base split off. And the Tornai is nice because it can't heal, so it's easier to wear down, especially with the rocks up, which I definitely want to get up as soon as possible. But yeah, Rotom overall is a very solid special defensive mon against his team, I feel. Okay, the next one, I actually think I want to run through, run over the musets because these are my more kind of standard sets that I'm bringing, and actually this seems a different set that I thought I was gonna run. Okay, so I have to make sure this calculator on again that I have the what I wanted. I think this is what I want to go with. 116 modest and 140 is def. And okay, stealth rock definitely I need a lot against him because he has most like taunt, rotom, frost, especially that won't like rocks that much, and which I need rocks to wear them down definitely. Will-O-Wisp because he has some physically offensive threats, but I'm actually debating to switch this move for either Roost or Energy Ball because actually if he brings rain, the Seismitoad will be a huge threat. So I need something to check that. So I'm maybe I'll go with Energy Ball or Roost to be able to take that on better. I still do have the Will-O-Wisp on my Rotom, so I think I'm not gonna carry two Will-O-Wisps this game. I'm pretty sure about that. I have 140 def to be able to take 2 life orb sludge waves from an offensive Nidoqueen after the leftovers recovery. So that's my spread there. And rest in special attack just to hit as hard as possible. The coverage is there, especially to hit things like I mean it's overall it's very good spread. It hits Mega Galate, Latias, Klefki, Gourgeist, Rotom Frost super effectively. Energy Ball would be nice to hit Manaphy and especially that Seismitoad. So maybe I'll go with Energy Ball or Roost. I think I'll go with Energy Ball though. Okay, then to the more heat sets, I guess. So first of all, my Houndoom, and you probably all know who watched this. You know that I don't have to run my Mega. So I'm bringing a Black Classes physically offensive Houndoom. And in my prep, my like he's not officially my AC, but the Tom who helps me a lot actually predicted to some extent a pursuit set, but I'm fully physically offensive Houndoom with Black Glasses, mainly to check the Latias and also to just hit heavily to a lot of his mons, have that actually no knockoff, but just a powerful crunch. This can do a lot of damage against Mega Galade. The overheat is there for Klefki if I need it. And Sucker Punch just will do a lot against Nidoqueen. I have enough speed to outspeed a Nidoqueen once again. I guess this is a check to Seismitoad. I can weaken it if it is looking like a threat in the rain, which I could see him definitely bringing rain because I think Seismitoad especially is a very solid mon against me offensively. This checks Gourgeist. I guess this can do a lot of damage against Audino. And Sucker Punch will do a lot against Rotom Eye as well. So that's the idea behind my Houndoom set. And of course I have Unnerve in case he brings Colberberry Latias, which he could bring. Definitely. I'm not sure what kind of Latias he would bring, but it could be Colberberry, so I want to have that Unnerve there. Also, it could be Colberberry Gourgeist. Okay, and my next set, actually I needed some kind of check to Manaphy. And actually Tom was first suggesting me a Choice Scarf Tangrowth, because with Jolly max speed it actually, or Timid max speed, it actually does outspeed a max speed Timid Manaphy. But I decided to go with Executor because it has more special attack and more speed, so actually don't need that much investment in speed. I don't need that much investment in special attack, and I can invest more in special defense, because one thing with my team is that, okay, I have some checks to seismic, but I'm pretty afraid of it. So with this set, I can actually from full take any hit from a modest life orb seismic and just fire back a Giga Drain or Leaf Storm. Also with actually I don't need any investment to kill a max special attack, max speed Manaphy with Leaf Storm, but I have some investment in case he doesn't want to run max special attack. Also, one reason I don't really expect him to bring any other than max speed Manaphy is because I have also base 100 monsters such as Ninetales and Mew, so I'm kinda expecting him to be max speed, but of course he could be bulky. My initial plan for the Manaphy was a Ninetales, but the problem with Ninetales is that it speed ties with max speed Manaphy, and it's like it's too unreliable way to deal with that mon. So I decided to go with Executor instead. Unfortunately, I can't outspeed 100 base 110s with this, like with at all with Executor. So I have to just like speed grip the Mew only. I have sleep powder there, which I feel is. I mean, I can sleep powder anything that just doesn't take that much from my other coverage. Ice Beam overall I feel is the best move to have with the grass moves. I would have run Energy Ball with tank growth, but because Executor has no kind of other recovery, I'll run Giga Drain over Energy Ball, even though Energy Ball would be more reliable with more base power. And but yeah, this is like the idea behind my Executor set. To be more specific with these spreads, as I said, this is enough special defense and HP to be able to take that modest life orb sludge wave from a Seismitoad after stealth rock damage. Enough speed to outspeed Manaphy with max timid speed, and basically this special attack is the same that my tank growth had with the needed special defensive investment to take a non-life orb modest sludge away from that Seismitoad. So it's nothing specific really. Just the same number that my tank growth had. A little bit investment in case the Manaphy has some investment, basically. And then to my last one, which is Skarm, and in case you haven't seen the battle yet, you'll love this set, I hope. Okay, so my team as of now doesn't take on Klefki especially well, and my Skarm will. And this is how. So my set is Lumberry, Weak Armor, with movesets of Brave Bird, Ironhead Substitute, and Swords Dance with max Adamant attack and max speed. And the idea here is that I can excuse me, I can switch in on things like Mega Gallade, Hawlucha. Well, mainly those two, maybe Torn Eye when I know it's set. Also, I can bring it, like, I can check Klefki with this set. I can either switch in on Mega Gallade and just get a speed boost and fear it out, go for a sub, as probably Klefki comes in. I can set up on Klefki, depending, of course, its coverage move. If it has foul play, it will be a bit more problematic, but with the Lumberry, it can't T-Wave me with the first T-Wave, or paralyze me with the first T-Wave. So I actually will be able to set up either another sub or a swords dance and just proceed to 4 of those iron heads, as at +2 iron head will be a 3 KO, and Klefki won't be able to uh, recover enough because its only way of recovery is leftovers, and it even could run like Setchel if it fears my Dactrio, because that's I know what DJG has run before. I'm also pretty sure he will run Magnet Rise if he brings Klefki because of the Dactrio, and that will be basically a wasted move slot for him. So that's also cool. Also, +2 Bravery, hopefully at +1, if I manage to get that speed boost, will be able to tear some holes to his team, which I hope will be able to kinda set for the Bravery sweep in the end. So this is my team, pretty heat stuff. Probably the wildest wildest team I'm gonna bring, but you never know. I mean, I've looked at my matchups and made some rough sketches, and this is probably my most experimental team build, but we'll see how this works, and let's just jump right into the battle. And before we go to the battle, 2 changes that I made. So I decided to give my Mew an energy ball over Will-O-Wisp to deal with that Seismic Toad, and I changed tank growth over Executor mainly because I thought that I want it to be a pivot option so that I can switch in to something if I need to, and just get the regenerator boost. Ironically enough, I didn't remember to give it regenerator. It had chlorophyll during the match, and basically the idea here is to, I believe, take a non-life or modest max special attack sludge wave from a Seismic Toad and rest in special attack. I need max speed to outspeed Manaphy with a Scarf, and I need, I believe, 100 special attack to Oko a non-invested Manaphy, but I have some extra in case he has investment, as I told earlier with that tank Executor said, but yeah, I go with tank growth instead of Executor. They pretty much had a similar role. Also, energy ball over Giga Drain because tank growth isn't as strong, so I thought that I want to have a bit more, more powerful move, even though I don't know why, because I have same exact special attack as the Executor had, so I don't really understand my logic behind it. But I should have had the recovery anyway, I just didn't because I was stupid. So let's go to the battle finally. So he brings Latias, Gallade, Seismic Toad, Nidoqueen, Klefki, and Manaphy, so there is definitely the option that he brings the rain, so I have that tank growth there to deal with it. Also, obviously Rotom can deal pretty well with Seismic Toad, I guess, and I have energy ball on Mew. So I decided to lead with Mew because I can just get a procs and possibly just hit something that he brings, and he replaced with Seismic Toad, so I just want to damage that thing. I go for energy ball, as he actually makes a double scouting if I had that move, so it goes into Latias, and I just want to do some damage to that Latias as he reveals the Draco and the Life Orb too, so it's an offensive, pretty standard Latias. So I get to weaken it a lot, and I can just fire, set up my rocks as he reveals Recover. So I'm pretty comfortable. He can't KO me. I can just hit something hard with the Shadow Ball. It actually hits his entire team at least neutrally. So he reveals a defog there too. So there's Draco, Recover, defog, and I just get a huge hit with Shadow Ball, get a special defense drop. So I'm definitely expecting him to switch out, so I can just get my free rocks up. As in comes the Klefki, and now I make a bit too reckless play, I guess, because I for some reason I don't think he wants to risk himself getting paralyzed, so I don't expect him to go for D-Wave. I switch into my... So yeah, I got interrupted, but so basically I make a risky play. I switch into my Scum as he decides to go for Thunder Wave anyway, not caring about getting paralyzed. So he pops my Lum, and that's annoying because now my Scum isn't as good as it would have been otherwise. But I can still possibly just try to get that speed boost against Glade, perhaps. But I bring in my Rotom against a Klefki, which I would have done in the first place, and just block that D-Wave, and I can just fire off a Will-O-Wisp against something. And in comes the Seismitoad. I'm fine with that. I get to weaken it, and I just proceed to fire off some Shadow Balls because they have actually very nice coverage against against the team he brought. And he actually kind of overpredicts something, goes for Sludge Wave, and now that I got Death Drop and the burn, and he didn't get anything to me, I actually expect him to switch out, as Seismitoad probably does nothing against me anyway, as he brings in Klefki, and this is great because I get the Klefki burned, and the Rotom is doing terrifically right now. It's just it's getting things burned, and it's doing damage to a lot of his Mons. I just go for one more Shadow Ball, and I decided to go for Wisp again because why not? But I miss, and I see I outspeed here, but during the game I just simply forgot it because I don't know why. At one point, I mean, I should have been more careful, but that happens. I go for another Wisp as he makes a double into the... I mean, he switches into the Seismitoad, and I just decided to go for Shadow Ball, try to get rid of that Seismitoad, because in the rain it's still a possible threat, though I don't think he's very offensive anyway. He has the lefties, and I just go for one more Shadow Ball because, like, I can just spam it. It's a very spammable move against him. And right now I'm still in the range where I can take a Flamethrower from that Nidoqueen, which is also very nice. So I want to keep my Rotom and sack the Mew instead, as he brings in the Latias, and he goes for Draco, almost KOs my Mew, and I believe I go for Rocks in case he wants to go for Defog, but he goes for Draco. I'm pretty sure I went for Rocks, but I could have went for Shadow Ball also, because then I could have just later on set up the Rocks against the slower Mon. I bring in my Houndoom and just want to pursue it, and as you know I'm not Mega, so I'm Black Glasses instead. And I get rid of the Latias, which is nice. And right now it's looking very good for the for my Braviary, and right now I just want to try to get my weak armor action going on, but he instead actually Mega evolves up and goes for SD, so I have to now sack something else. I actually go for Rotom, kind of trying to still get the weak armor boost. Now I'm like expecting him to go for a fighting type move because close combat actually KOs my Braviary, but he has Fire Punch, so I just sack my Rotom. But now I can bring in my Braviary and basically do a KO anything, even the Klefki with that burn, because he's not a very defensive set. Obviously, I can't go for another Brave Bird because he will T-Wave me, so I have to switch out. And at this point, I think I'm gonna switch into Skarmory because I know I don't use it for pretty much anything anymore. So I just go for Iron Head. I have no reason not to, because I'm not afraid of Mana Fee, and it will hit hard against Gallade and Nidoqueen anyway. He sets up a spikes completely irrelevant for me because Breviary is my win condition, and at this point I still think that Tank Growth has Regenerator, and Houndoom is there just to mainly fire off some sucker punches anyway. So this is a point where I make a huge misplay, kinda, because I did the cogs. I completely forgot that my Rotom earlier outsped my Nidoqueen, and I can do Houndoom and go for Pursuit. I mean, well, I thought because I thought he's Scarfed, so I expected him to be locked into that fire move, so I expected him to switch out. But he was actually, I believe, he was a Passion, a bit more bulkier Passion Berry. But I bring in my Braviary and I go for U-turn because I know that I can just KO the Manaphy and then I can just I can put the Gallade into sleep. So yeah, okay, I'm risking the sleep powder there, but I don't mind. I just like I'm a man. I go for sleep powder and I hit it because you know it will be pretty like stupid if I didn't. And he stays in, tries to burn the sleep turn. I can just Brave Bird, kill a Gallade, I guess. In comes a Manaphy, I can just Brave Bird that thing as well. And it's easily in the range of Energy Ball from Tank Growth, and I mean it's funny because TJG said to me that he had like considered having a Scarf Manaphy and a Sleep Dog Gallade, but he didn't, so this works perfectly for me. I just get my Scarf Energy Ball, and as you could see, I didn't have my Regenerator because I forgot to give my Pastafari that, so didn't matter. I mean, I guess Chlorophyll Scarf is a bit more heater than Regenerator. So one more shout out to Tom who suggested the Scarf Tank Growth. That was a great idea, and we beat TJG, who so far had been unbeaten, and now we are at 3-2. But thanks to that 6-0 loss, we are still in -4, which is hilarious because I think the league standings work very weirdly. They like the differential is what determines your position. So I'm actually 8th, even though there are only 6 teams who have 3-2 or better record at the moment. But you know, that's the battle for week 5, and we get a win, very big win actually, I think, because like I really feel like I'm on fire right now. You know, the Fela battle was crazy, this battle was crazy, and my building and my battling, I feel, is on top right now. So anyone who's there against me, beware. This type signing out. Until next time, bye.